each other, so he'll spend some time talking to her. But as the journey progresses, he will take an increased interest in the rest of everybody. He will spend a lot of time just poking around the different corners of the ship, just investigating it, seeing what makes it work. He'll ask everybody questions about their background, where they're from, what's taking them to the Sholton.
Yeah, sure.
Um, Shol. Okay, sorry, give me a second.
Mhm.
I'd say he's more deliberate in his speech. He's more likely to listen than be the one talking. Always, whenever he's speaking to somebody, he's never writing. He is listening to them, but usually after the conversation will end and he'll walk away, he'll quickly jot down all of the all the information he believes to be relevant to about that person, about where they're from. He does avoid, notably, he does avoid deep brow. Um, and he doesn't engage really with any other dwarfs on the ship. Um, but he seems to be more than comfortable with the different peoples that are also on the ship.
All right. To clarify, you said you generally tend to avoid Malamar Deep Brow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anybody else?
I mean, I guess my character would probably. He's not hiding anything. If you've ever asked him anything, it's pretty open. His clothes, they look like they were once nice, but are definitely worn. He has background in sailing the seas, so he's making himself as useful as possible. Um, and at night, you've seen him get pretty hammered, but after a good day's work, of course. That's about it.
Alrighty. And last but certainly not least, Imalek.
Ah, yes. What you guys will see before you is a tall behemoth of a dragonborn, gold scale, long black locks and piercing blue eyes, always carrying his halberd at his side. You don't see him often on the deck. You know, he's either standing in front of a room here or there, but he spends most of his time by the side of a half orc, female half orc. He doesn't say much, but when he does speak, he speaks with a booming authority. That being said, he isn't doing much, just standing, watching closely, making sure the person next to him is safe.
All right. Would you guys have, I don't know, like I said, you had a few days and have at least, another week ahead of you or so. Anybody want to, or had spent some time getting to know the rest of the crew? There's probably about four other members of the crew that go around and take care of everything. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
opened with it when I talked. My bad, Zach. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, yeah. Unless they're a dwarf, Zarak definitely would have approached them, just asked their name, just kind of asked where they're from. That seems to be his opening line is a greeting. What is your name and where are you from? Sometimes that may be all he says.
Okay. Well, in that case, you probably would have definitely met everybody on the ship. Um, there is a wiry human female with sun-leathered skin uh, by the name of Bosun Jory Lines Thatch. Goes by the nickname Lines. Uh, she seems to know pretty much every line and sail by touch, and you've heard her on occasion at night and such when they're all, or working hard, singing shanties very loudly and proudly. There is the rather taciturn tiefling deckhand named Ketch. He's got some very unnerving red eyes and, just kind of tends to keep to himself, keep pretty quiet, kind of moves like a ghost around the ship, and whenever he's not working, tends to be, sharpening his knives and like I said, rarely ever speaks. Appears to be fiercely loyal to Malmar Deepbrow. Anytime Malmar, gives an order, he immediately jumps to and goes, take care of it. But if the captain says something, he'll get it done, but a little more, leisurely, if you will, less urgency. There is Sweets. Sweets Lolo is a halfling cook. Um, her galley is pretty much her kingdom, and is very, very quick to throw a punch at somebody who drops crumbs all over her floor or, in any way messes up her galley, as tight and small as it is. And then there's a rather young half-elf boy by the name of Adrian. He has this, mop of copper curls on his head and tends to keep everybody in high spirits and has some pretty sharp eyes, so they kind of throw him up in the crow's nest pretty frequently. And he'll tell pretty much anyone who asks that he swear he spotted a sea dragon half a league off once. Whatever that means. But yeah, so a good chunk of this time, unless there's anything anybody wants to particularly do or talk about, is, up to you guys. The weather has, again, seemed very, very calm, warm and nice. And, yeah, like I said, you have at least another few days, up to a little more than a week to get there. Is there anything you guys want to do during that time?
Yes, actually. Um, of the five of us, there Zarok has held off on approaching Emelec yet. He's intimidated by the large dragonborn, but after a few days' travel, he's finally built up the courage, and he will approach you, Emelec, and your companion, and just clears up. Good afternoon. My name is Zarok Leafbrow, or Leafbeard. We have been traveling some days now, and I was just wondering, what is y'all's names? I like to know those that I am journeying with.
Oh, we're journeying together.
We're here on the same boat, going to the same destination, and until we get off this boat, yes, we are journeying together.
Hmm. Kind of scratches his head. Repeat your question, please. What is it that you wish to know?
Oh, I just would like to make your acquaintance by just asking your name and the name of your traveling companion and just wondering where you come from.
Well, my companion can introduce herself, but I am Sir Emelec Uragard, Flame Tongue of Bruma. That's your service.
Oh, my, that is quite the title, friend. Emelec Umagar? Flame Tongue of Bruma. Did I get that right?
Uragard, but sure.
Unagard.
He squints his eye and looks at you very intensely.
Oh, mean nothing by it. As I said, I just like to get that right. And you, ma'am?
Oh, excuse me, I meant to introduce myself much sooner. I'm Undrill Silvertusk.
You see a rather large half-orc woman in kind of a priest garb. Yeah, kind of holds out a hand.
Yes, pleasure. I'm, again, so sorry to be rude.
The pleasure is all mine, ma'am. And where might you be from as well?
Oh, well, I'm traveling, in fact, across the Sword Coast. I'm trying to get to, the camp, Camp Vengeance, I believe. Camp Vengeance? One of I'm a representative of the Order of the Gauntlet, and I'm trying to meet my fellows in the jungles.
Ah, the jungles of Choltol. Cholt. Interesting.
Yes, yes, many of us went out on a mission to rid the land of the undead menace, and I'm on my way to do what I can to assist them.
There is an undead menace where we are going?
Oh, yes, quite apparently. A very, very bad one. Has been a problem for some time.
Ah, interesting. I will admit, I do not know much about this land we are journeying to. I am actually going there with the intention of learning more.
Well, that's exciting. I can't say I know much more than that. I was told that it would be simple enough to just get a horse in the city and just ride it to the camp. So that is what I plan to do. Hopefully this one here will escort me all the way. Yes, Imalek?
Of course, my lady. I would not dare abandon you before you reach the destination.
Truly, you can drop the more formalities. It's very unnecessary.
Well, I can see, Emelec, that you are a man of your word and a man of honor. And you, Lady Silvertusk, it is great to make y'all's acquaintance finally. If you would like to discuss more on any matters that you wish, I am probably going to be standing just over there.
Yes, very good, very good. And well, Torm be with you, and thanks to Torm for introducing and making a new friend.
And he'll just shoot Emelec a smile, nod his head, and then just kind of make his way back over to probably the other side of the ship and just peer out on the horizon. But at this point, he has pulled out a book and has started writing down his conversation he just had.
Andrew will kind of look over to you, Emelec, and
Well, certainly a nice fellow.
Careful, my lady. Those who arrive with such greetings can be dangerous. But yes, I suppose he's okay.
At the very least, we're all stuck on a ship, so looks like he has anywhere to run.
I suppose this is true.
At the mention of Camp Vengeance, Flint does walk over. Boy, nice to meet you lot. My name's Flint, Flint Holiday. It's nice to meet you. I think you have the right idea, Imalek. As Helm would say, you must be a sentinel. You must be watching, as you never know quite what you'll be encountering. Best to be skeptical. I can appreciate that. You do get a whiff of this sweet tobacco coming out of his pipe as he walks up to you. And sister, you mentioned Camp Vengeance. You're working with Fist of the Gauntlet. I don't suppose you have a colleague by the name of Sister Sias at Camp Vengeance, perchance?
Oh, well, perhaps, maybe. I'm to report to a Niles Breakbone. I understand he is the leader of the camp.
Oh, I see. So you've got the leader's name, but as far as who is at the camp, it's hard to say then. You don't know much else besides the leader then.
Unfortunately, no, not much. But I will gladly assist you in any way that I can, both getting there and once we arrive. Yes, please.
Oh, is that an invitation for me to travel with you and Imelek here?
Well, I don't mean to overstep, but I did. Well, I can't say hire Imelek here, but he agreed to escort me. And I suppose if we're all going in the same direction and to the same place. Yeah, I apologize, Imelek. Please, am I overstepping here?
Yeah, what do you think, Imelek? Do I seem a trustworthy sort? Servant of Lathander?
Yes. I've observed you for quite some time due to your practices on the deck. As far as I'm concerned, there's no immediate danger with you. If the lady would like your presence, just know that I will be watching you even closer.
Well, if you're watching me as I'm watching you, I think we'll get there quite safely.
All this watching, both of you give me perception checks real quick.
First roll.
Right. Doesn't do a very good job of hiding it. At the mention of Flint's practices the past few days and his, nearly nude displays and such in the morning, she kind of gets a little smirk on her face and maybe a slight blush.
Well, my apologies, miss. I should probably ask people if they don't want to see me in my skivvies, if you know what I mean.
I assure you it's not a problem.
Emelite just kind of stays quiet.
Well, I'd say that's good enough for me. I've heard the jungles of Chort are wet, sticky, swampy, creatures abound. I think I would be happy to travel with you lot, especially with a sister, no less. And I don't mean to pry, but as a priestess, you must worship various gods.
Yes, of course. I followed Holmes. Of course, yes. Holmes' guidance has never led me astray.
Torm the Gauntlet, yes. I worship other gods, but I've been around at least enough people that yeah, Torm very disciplined lot. Can appreciate their commitment to the cause. I know Lathander's not big fan of undead either, so I think I could find common goals amongst you lot. That's for sure.
So anyone willing to smite the undead in our gods' names, be more than welcome in Camp Vengeance.
Well, happy to smite for you. What do you think of the rest of the lot here? Mr. Dorf's full of questions, I see.
Yes, there's a few of them like that, I suppose.
Seems like
Yeah.
a nice enough fellow.
Yeah, I think so. Can't tell what he's asking questions for, but as an investigator in Waterdeep, well, questions is everything. Knowledge is power, after all. I can appreciate where he's coming from.
You're an investigator from Waterdeep.
Yes, part of the City Watch, and I found myself talented at tracking down criminals and various bad things that are happening in the city. And I was there until, well, Lathander. Gods sometimes have their own way of telling you to go somewhere else, you might say. So I'm following Lathander's BS to, Chult, trying to find someone.
Interesting. Respectable work, if I say so myself. The City Watch is honest, undercredited in my eyes. You're tracking someone. And he kind of narrows his eyes. A criminal, perhaps?
Oh, no, no, a friend. Someone who helped me, learn to control the powers that I channel through Lathander. And it was decided that he needed a bit of help out in Chult. Been a few months since we'd seen him last, and, well, I'm hoping to help him out, wherever he is. But Sister Sias in Camp Vengeance, she might give me a nose to where I might be able to find her. Yes,
Ah,
work in the guard. It's hard work, honest work, but try to keep people safe.
the true unsung heroes. And he kind of places his big, beefy hand on your shoulder and smiles.
You feel him maybe sink down a couple inches underneath your strength. Oh yeah, much obliged, sir. Well, let us hope that these nice days remain peaceful for we make landfall. But keep a steady out there. Keep a lookout over the sides in case there's any serpents about. Let's hope not.
I remain vigilant in my work. As long as Lady Silvertusk is in my charge, I will keep her safe. And by extension, all of you safe, I suppose.
Imalek, really, traveling companions. I'm not at your charge. This is going to be exhausting, isn't it?
Oh no,
Someone
my
like
lady.
him, someone like him who's always on the job, it's hard to switch off protecting people. I could appreciate that in someone.
It's my duty. Bahamut be sworn.
Ah, Bahamut indeed. He takes a larger breath from his pipe, lets it out slowly, walks back to the front of the deck at where he's been keeping vigilance most of this time, looking forward to where the ship is sailing.
Alrighty. Anything else anybody would like to do with the day?
I
Uh,
can.
it's like slight flavor stuff, but at some point you probably would have seen like Emet go and get Silvertusk food, bring her water, bring her like reading material, anything she needs. So just kind of like acting like a super waiter at this point.
Yeah, you can tell she appreciates it, but is clearly uncomfortable and not used to this level of treatment. And keeps, trying to dissuade you from fussing over her in such a way. Chris, were you gonna say something?
Uh, no, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, if there's nothing else you guys want to do, we'll say this day of the journey will come to a close. You guys have like I said, another few days, probably close to a week, depending on the winds and such. But yep, you all end up bedding down in your respective uh, hammocks. Those who want to sleep anywhere else, lots of deck space, I guess. And yeah, so you all kind of awake the next morning, and breakfast is being passed out. The weather is a little different, actually very different today. It's a little cooler out. Hard to see the sun because it's just very thick, heavy mist and fog is kind of settled over the morning. Very difficult to see too far out. Yeah, you all have a moment to, have your breakfast and prepare for your day.
I will say at this point, I do approach Scott's character. Hello, sir. Um, I will say I am intrigued. It's very rare to see a dark elf, a drow, if you would prefer, so far outside of your underground homes.
It is my best. This is the best part of the day here in the morning.
Uh, yes, I'm not. I don't have any strong preference towards any particular part of the day.
It's just so calm and promising, tranquil even.
Uh, yes, certainly. Although I would like to see more than 10 feet past the railings of the ship.
Ah, yes, but this is the promise.
The
This is the
promise,
storm.
the storm.
No, no, promise that there is more past the 10 feet you can't see.
Oh, yes. Well, I can understand that allure, but not here out on the ocean. But as I said, sir, I was looking for an introduction.
Ah, yes, sorry, my manners. The name is Davin. Uh, you're right, I am far from home.
Are you from that fabled drow city of Menzoberranzan?
Out of character.
Or
Then, Kevin, I totally forgot where I said my character was from.
Uh, make it up. Wherever you want to be from.
No, I'm a little bit more north of Salt is where I was raised, but I'm just in search of my family now.
ah, and you believe that they are going to be here in this land?
Actually, no. But I have something that should. It it has promised to lead me to something that can lead me to them. Does that make sense? Uh,
Ah, it does make sense. I believe me, I think it does make sense.
and you are,
Oh, right, yes. My name is Zarek Leafbeard. At your service, friend.
and what service is that?
Oh, just general company, good conversation. I can throw a rock if you'd like to see that. He does like deeply chuckle to himself. He thinks he's quite funny. Ah,
Right then.
I guess I've not been introduced to Holiday yet.
You did say that we had been on the ship for like more than a day already.
Oh yeah, it's been a few days for sure.
Okay, good.
Well, Mr. Davin, what do you think of the others we are here with? The tall fella in his charge, that priest or cleric of the son of Lathander who likes to walk around in his undergarments in the mornings. And then, of course, my friend Ryuku.
I I don't have the strongest opinion one way or another. I just know that a crew needs to be strong to work together.
Ah, and do you think if we all were a crew, we'd be strong to work together?
I suppose only time will tell us that, no?
True, true. But first impressions do matter. Take Emelec. I think he would be too headstrong to defer to anyone else. And Holiday seems to have a very loosey goosey form of going about things.
Every every part of the crew has a different job, you know? With different responsibilities and different actions.
Yes, very true. I mean, here, just amongst the crew of this little ship, is you have the captain and the first mate, the head of this operation. That human woman seems to be able to, uh, crap, what's it called? Um, Seems to be able to rig this ship in her sleep. The tiefling just jumps about doing whatever is needed. And then the cook, oh, the cook, I'm surprised how well the food has been on this voyage. And of course the boy, who has the eyes of a hawk, but more often than not he tells tall tales and is scampering up the mast. But they work well enough together.
Just take a big sip of my coffee, staring off into the fog. Were, were you writing about stuff earlier? Were you taking notes on all of us?
Yes. Yes, I was, actually. My first impressions, your names, where you're from. I like to know those things. I like to remember those things. Just the general day-to-days, like I've noted Mr. Holliday's morning rituals, Emelek's deference to his charge and seeming almost servant status, your more than adequate knowledge of sailing, as well as your love of the drink.
I character loved the what?
Drink.
Ah. I do love a good mead.
Yes, yes, it is quite good, isn't it? But to the excess and leaves you foggy headed in the morning, and that is not good.
Teach his own.
At that, Malmar is like walking past and can't help but overhear and just kind of says, "Right, well that just means you need more to drink," and just kind of keeps going back to work.
Hmm. He would he would think that.
And as you were distracted to look at him and say that, I poured a little drink in my drinky drink.
It is odd to see a dwarf a part of a crew of a ship. Don't you think?
Why do you say that?
Dwarves are stubborn and love their mountains. This one here seems to be more than comfortable on the sea, but uh, the vast open expanse is nauseating.
Nauseating. Why do you say that?
Well, the constant sway, we talk about this fog. I have no direction. I'm no idea what direction I'm facing. I imagine it'd be more than easy for a novice to get lost out here. You don't have that problem when you're on land.
You never seen fog on land.
Well, there's fog on land, but the world itself isn't shaking back and forth. And you could stop and have a landmark like a copse of trees or a village. Here it's water and the occasional island and gods
You
know
forget,
whatever lies under the surface.
are you forgetting about the sun, the moon, the stars?
No, I know those are there, but I do not have the learning to be able to be guided by them.
All in due time. All in due time.
Oh, I would hope not. I hope as soon as we get to Cholt, it'll be my last time on a boat until I have to leave Cholt.
Well, good luck to you then. Just kind of tip my hat and give you a laugh.
Ah, yes. Good luck on your search as well, uh, Mr. Davin. And he'll walk away, pull out his little book, and start writing.
Nice. Well, if there's nothing else anybody wants to do with their morning, the late morning sun kind of starts to break through that low-hanging mist a bit as the sea seraph kind of skims across the waters. And you're all kind of, finished up with your breakfast and kind of getting ready to start your little either, you know, assignments to help out the crew or just kind of kick back and relax, enjoy the ride, whatever you guys like to do to pass the time during the day. Um, but then you hear a rather loud shout kind of ring out from the crow's nest. It's Adrian's voice, kind of cracking with alarm. He says, Sails! Sails to the stern! She's getting fast! Out of the mist, you see this brutal silhouette emerge with these bristling, jagged rigging and torn black sails that are stitched with this crimson. You see the prow of this ship almost looks like it has a dragon's maw carved into it, and teeth that are, basically almost set to look like they're devouring the fleeing vessel. The hull looks much bigger and heavier, built broader, but somehow it seems to be gaining on you quickly. You see Captain Willowpride's knuckles kind of just whiten on the wheel as her grip tightens, and she just shouts out,
Hands to the stations! Cut the spare lines! Malmar! We need everything she's got!
The ship starts to kind of dance along the white caps, turning sharply to kind of weave between the sea stacks and the shallows. But the other ship seems to be relentless, and it's pursuing you like a predator tasting blood. You see, as it gets closer and closer, harpoons launch from the iron scorpions that are embedded into the deck of the other ship. Yes, most of them splash wide until one slams into your ship's stern with a vicious crunch. Chase is suddenly about to become a brawl. The ships start, get reeled in together, and they collide with this jarring crack of wood and spray. All of a sudden, you see the pirates start swarming the railings. Hooks with barbed teeth fly through the air, bed deep into the Sea Seraph's timbers. The thick ropes tighten as the pirate crew hauls the ships together, hull to hull, and planks slam down like crooked bridges. Booted feet thunder across them, saber-wielding marauders just charge onto the deck with a roar. You all have been boarded.
Dun dun dun.
Now, there shouldn't be any dynamic lighting on here. You all should be able to see pretty well. So go ahead and place your tokens on the smaller ship wherever you think your characters would be.
We're still on the title screen.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
sub
you're
two.
absolutely right. My mistake. Remember how to do this. Promise. That one. Boom. Yeah?
Ooh,
Okay.
the animations.
I didn't describe rain and storms, but let's say it's raining and storming because it's fun and I wanted to use these cool animations.
So are the smaller or the bigger ship?
Smaller ship.
Where's my lady?
Undrill Silvertusk is up here near the bow. Bow? Yes.
Excellent.
Bow's the front, stern's the back.
Oh, front's this way. I'm up at the front.
Okay. Turn order going up, and you all could throw me some initiatives. That would be great. If that was an issue. Okay. You'll note there is no grid here. Feel free to use the ruler. I mean, I assume this is going to be small enough where movement speed isn't going to be too much of an issue. But yeah, go ahead and use the rulers and such to measure out your distance. We don't need the grid for this one. Hopefully I'll phase it out entirely, but I can't make promises for that. And I think that's everybody. Oh wait, I should probably do the your crew. I'll just have them all act on Captain Willow Pride's turn. Okay. So top of the round, Ryuko, you see a very large pirate ship, not really much bigger than yours, but clearly, you know, significantly larger than the ship you're on with a much larger crew. In the process of boarding you. What do you do?
Great. And I was just getting into my sketches. She'll take out a longbow, and we will take aim. So nobody has come over to the actual ship yet. It's just how everything is. Everybody's still on the other. All the pirates still on the other ship.
Pretty much, yep.
All right.
I'd say a few of them might have their like first foot up on the crossing plank, but yeah, they've not run over yet.
Yeah. So you'll see her take out this longbow from around her shoulder, knock an arrow. You'll see her close her eyes for a second and whisper something, and then this ghostly, flaming, somewhat flaming foxtail will appear at the end of the arrow. She'll aim it up in the sky, toss it over to probably around, I say this area in general to try to get anybody she can in that vicinity. And as the arrow goes up, the foxtail flashes, and illusory arrows with their own foxtail start swarming down, and that will be the hail of thorns coming in.
All right, starting out strong. Well, potentially strong.
DC 14.
What's the radius? Here, I'll click the description. Okay, creature within 5 feet of the attack.
Yeah, so I guess it'll probably be these two.
Yeah, basically, you choose a creature to target, and then all the creatures within 5 feet get hit with the AoE of it.
Okay, so then yeah, I'll target this guy right here.
Okay. That'll definitely at the very least hit the one next to him. I'll do a little measurement. 5. Yeah, I don't think the other guy's a little bit out of range for that. But at the very least, those two definitely will take the damage. I guess make your ranged spell attack or ranged weapon attack against the first guy for your damage, and then you can just add the 1 extra.
Okay.
They fail. Your dex saves. Yeah. Sharpshooter or no sharpshooter?
Well, I already clicked it, so yeah, sharpshooter can be on there. So I guess that would probably be for the 16, I would imagine.
Yeah. I guess we have auto advantage on, so yeah, we'll just go with the first roll unless we are at advantage or disadvantage. Yeah, 11 just misses.
Mm-hmm.
So your spell isn't gone. You're still concentrating on it. Since you missed, because it says next time you hit a creature with a ranged attack before the spell ends.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, I will probably then just move back a little and take cover over here.
Sure. So yeah,
And
at the
that's,
very least, half cover.
yeah, that's it for me.
Okie dokie. End of your turn. It is the crew of your ship. We'll start with Captain Willowpry. She'll kind of just run to this side, still kind of next to the helm, not ready to fully release it, and just start shouting out orders to the crew. Yeah, shouting out orders.
Malamar, catch! Cover up that, or block up that center line. Sweets, you and Adrian stay back.
So you'll see Malamar run up to this one, and I guess catch will be this one. Sure. I think that's what I had catch as. Oh no, scratch that. Catch was this guy. Aiden will kind of take a few steps back, but prepare. You kind of see him draw his little rapier and kind of prepare to defend himself if they come charging across. And you know what? This person, Jory, is going to run up this way toward the captain and get to about there. Okay, a little further. And they're all going to sit there and pretty much just take the dodge action, ready to defend themselves. And that should be just about everybody. Oh wait, no, I forgot Sweets. Sweets said to run back with Adrian. There we go. All right. After them is looks like the captain of the other ship. He is also going to from his position, just kind of shout out orders and say,
All hands.
yeah, pretty much just shouting orders to his men. All hands, board the other ship. Take the cargo. Thank you. Glad you like the music. And kind of just sit there. He's not gonna go charging with the rest of his men just yet. After his turn, Imelek.
Everyone's behind me.
Pretty much. Yeah, looks like it.
So here's a question: how far is the ship from the like how separated are we?
Practically hull to hull. I mean, with the waves and everything, you guys kind of get pulled apart for a second and then smashed into each other again. No more than roughly 5 feet at a time.
I'm going to walk up to the boarding board. And I'm gonna kick it down.
Okay. They've also got a boot on the other side as well, so let's do, I guess, opposing athletics checks.
It's good.
Alrighty. You're definitely gonna win this because they have a +0. It's rolled a natural 1, so you immediately just run up and boom, knock down that board. I'll just do a little there we go.
And I shout back to Lady Sotas and everyone behind me and said, "Fret not. Bahamut is with us on this dreadful night." And then my turn.
Okay. End of your turn. Another character's turn. You see this guy. He kind of runs up over here in between some of those men. You see him just kind of hold his hand out and produce this little flame in his hand. This not quite fireball, but a fireball small enough to fit in his hand, and he's going to hurl it at, we'll say, the nearest one. I guess that's Jory there. Bosun Jory. But rolls a natural 1 to hit. Wow, it's twice in a row I've done that. Fuck. So yes, unfortunately he kind of produces a little flame and tries to throw it across at Jory, but Jory's just a little too quick and dodges out of the way, and it just kind of smashes harmlessly against the ship behind her. And that ends that one's turn. Davin.
Gavin is going to run up here and attack this person.
All right, the one to the right.
Yes, sir.
Okie doke.
So with sneak attack, I would just add that to it, right?
You would not get sneak attack on this because you don't have advantage and you don't have any friends near him.
Okay, I thought it was if I was within 5 feet, I don't need. Then,
If you have a friendly within 5 feet of the enemy,
oh, okay,
then
gotcha.
you don't need it.
Okay, well, I still attack.
Sure, absolutely. 23 will, yeah, definitely hit. 9 damage. Woo!
And I'm going to back Fudge up to the right here.
Okay. You would provoke opportunity attacks from both of them in doing so?
You a swashbuckler?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
so fancy footwork,
yeah.
it's only the one you attack that can't do the opportunity attack.
I thought it was once you make an attack, you can't be opportunity attacked.
During your turn, if you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks.
Oh, okay, fair
Specifically, the
enough.
one he attacked.
Crap.
Mm.
Okay, well,
That being
if
said,
you learn and you get attacked, so what they do? What's the
well,
damage?
I'd also like to just throw out there, since you're still learning Rogue, I think you have Cunning Action.
Yeah, he would.
I do.
You get multiple bonus action options with that. So basically, you can take your bonus action to either dash, disengage, or hide.
Then yeah, I will disengage there.
Nice. So yeah, keep that in mind. That's going to help you out a lot as a rogue.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the help. I really do.
Yep, first session, new character, I get it. So yes, you run up, you get one really good stab on this guy, and it's like just shy of it, just to the side of his heart. You get him right in the chest, and he's just healed over. He's still standing, but bleeding profusely from this massive chest wound. And then yeah, dash back and get out of there. Alrighty. Nothing else for your turn, Flint.
Flint will bring out his shield for extra defenses, and as he runs towards the middle of the ship, a glowing light emanates from his amulet, and he does shout out people around him. I found his light. You get some help with some aim here. So I will cast Bless. And I can cast within 30 feet of myself. Boo. So I'm gonna cast Bless on Emelek, Zarek, and Ryuko.
Ooh. Hold on, I have something really cool. Hold on, where is it? You're gonna love this. Emelek, Ryuko, and who?
Zarek.
Okay. And you said bless, yes?
Yes, Bless.
Check this out.
Oh, hashtag blessed.
Oh, had to copy it.
Yeah, if you guys are making attack rolls or saving throws, you can add a 1d4 for free to either roll. Don't forget. I'll yell at you if you do. And that'll be Flint's turn. So once you got all your graphics sorted out.
Yep, that should be good. I'll just fuck it. I'll move it if we need to. Alright, Flint's turn. After Flint, you see this rather wiry looking individual on the far side of the other ship. Okay. Kind of dash around, leap over the railing, and land on the stairs next to these guys. Whip out a hand crossbow. And Davin, roll me a d6. Okay, it doesn't target you. It targets Dory next to you. But you see him pull out a little hand crossbow and shoot a little shot across the way. And a 13 will hit for 4. You see a little hand crossbow bolt just kind of land in Jory's left shoulder. Kind of hollers out in pain, but seems to still be standing. After that one is Zarak.
All right, so kind of calmly just tucking his book back into his pack, Zarek's gonna reach into his pack and touch 3 stones and cast the cantrip Magic Stone on them. At which point I will draw one of them and just launch it at this guy.
Sure. It's a regular old ranged spell attack, yeah.
Yes, with the D4 for bless.
Unfortunately, a 10 is not quite enough to hit. Kind of hurl the stone at it, and he just kind of turns his head to the side just in time, and it flies past him.
Zarek's just gonna kind of like tilt his head, frown a bit, and just, okay. And that was my action and bonus action. So I think I will probably. Can I take cover like by moving behind these stairs?
Yeah, we can give you, I think we gave Ryuko half cover up there, so you behind those stairs about half cover, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of ease behind the stairs and just wait and end my turn.
Alrighty, sounds good. After you, looks like a couple of the hardier looking officer guys in the back. Kind of take a few steps forward. I'll start with this guy up here. This one is gonna take a shot at the Captain Willowbrook? Yeah. Willow Pride, excuse me. Kind of pulls out his heavy crossbow that he had strapped to his back and just boom, takes a big old shot at her. And an 18 hits, but it just kind of glances off and like leaves a big old scratch along her cheek. She only takes like 2 damage. And after that guy, it's going to be this one in the middle. It's going to do something similar. Take a few steps forward. Big old heavy crossbow. Only this one's going to be at, what's his name? Ketch, next to Malmar. A 12 is just enough to hit him. He takes 8, so he gets a big chunk. Or gets a hit pretty solidly. We'll say he gets hit in like the upper thigh. And then one more of those guys takes a few steps forward, and this one is actually going to be at you, Emelec. Double check something. Okay. Yes, so this one is definitely at you, Emelec. It's going to be... Oh, rolled an 8.
Epic failure.
Yes, this one, he readies the crossbow, launches it at you, but you very easily and casually just kind of sidestep the bolt and stand there and ready for more. That'll be all the officers. Now, the regular pirates. All of them just come swarming over the railings and leaping onto your boats. Some of them still using the planks, others swinging across on lines, others just straight up jumping and grabbing onto the side or landing on your ship entirely. We will start up high. We'll say this guy immediately runs across right between those two, so right between Davin and Dory. And he's going to... Alright, you know what, Davin? Give me another d6. Odds, it's you. Alright, Jory it is. So he just takes a regular old scimitar swing. Ooh, an 18 hits for 6. Jory is on her last leg. I mean, takes another big slash and just drops to one knee and is barely holding on. Looks very, very fucked up. The other one that you attacked, Davin, is running up right behind him and going straight for you. He wants vengeance. Rolls an 8.
Sorry, guy.
Yeah, he wouldn't have advantage or anything. So yeah, rolled an 8. So you very easily just parry the blow with your own weapons. We'll say this guy kind of leaps over the railing and runs up to get ready behind that guy. This guy, he will make a leap across, using most of his movement to get to there. We'll even make him have a dex roll to, see if he lands right. Rolls a 6 and just collapses and clearly hits the deck wrong and just falls prone. And then the one next to him does something similar, trying to leap behind Catch. But also, let's see, there's a save. This guy makes it, though. He lands very nicely and immediately just slashes at Catch from the side. But misses terribly. Catch was clearly ready for him. Another one runs across and makes a slash at... he's also going for Catch. Wow, another one. Dude, I'm rolling terribly. I just realized I'm also whispering all these rolls. But I'll fix that later. But yeah, natural 1. He also misses. Catch just does, this crazy nimble dodge and weave and manages to, parry and avoid all the attacks. Another one leaps across. Also lands on his feet and makes an attack at Malmar. Did I just roll another one? You guys might be, might be an easy campaign for you.
I'm sure this is as easy as it gets, and then everything else will be horrible.
Really? There's like 20 bad guys.
There's a lot out there. I'm just rolling. I see 3 ones on my screen. I rolled a lot.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, yeah. These two are across from you, Emelec. A little further to jump, but they're gonna make the attempt. I'll say this guy actually. Whoops! Don't mean to take your blessed token there. This guy kind of backs up and makes a running leap. But they both need saving throws. Only this fucking blessed thing is in my way. Going over there for a second. That's not what I wanted. He makes this guy next to you on that side makes the landing, but rolls a 6 for his attack. Fuck. Guy on the other side of you, whoops, also makes his landing. And he does have is a 15 enough to hit you, Emelec? No.
Nope.
Alright, just barely, glances off your pauldron as he comes in from a slice from behind. Looking very upset and confused that blow should have landed. The rest of these guys all just kind of run up to the railing of their ship. Just double check the Disney. Yeah, easy. Yep, the rest of these guys just kind of run up to the railing, getting ready for their turn to leap across and come at you guys. And that is the end of the regular pirates. Top of the round, Ryuko.
Okay. We are. I think we're going for. Yeah. So we're targeting this guy with the longbow, and I still have Hail of Thorns active. So hopefully, if this hits, everything will go well. You said I have a D4 to add to it, right? Because of bless.
Yep, for your attack roll.
Okay, cool beans. So, boom for that.
Oh no.
Why? Yes. Uh, okay. All
Plus,
right.
can't fix that.
I don't believe that that is just yeah, that's it.
I don't think I've ever seen a 0 on an attack roll.
Yeah, that's a new one. I imagine with the wind and stuff blowing, the arrow might just have gotten sent off course, and she's a bit frustrated that 2 of her arrows have now missed.
Well, I guess it also technically wasn't a 0 because he didn't roll the bless, but
True.
doesn't matter.
True enough.
I like the idea. You're lining up the shot, and just as you're about to release, a big old splash of salt water comes up and lands in your eye and just fucks up your entire game.
Yeah, that's it. I got nothing else.
Okay, unfortunate, but hey, at least you're still concentrating on your spell. It isn't wasted. Also, real quick, link that spell again for me.
1 second.
Okay. Okay. Keep in mind, you don't get to choose which creatures are affected by the AoE. It's just every creature within 5 feet.
Well, that's amazing to know. Probably good that I didn't miss them for that time. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I was thinking about that a second ago. That could have been very, very bad. But, all right, nothing else for your turn. You're good.
Yeah, I can't do anything else. I'm good.
Okie doke. It is the crew of the Sea Seraph. This time Captain Willowpride actually pulls out her own scimitar, or rather both of her scimitars, and kind of strides forward to the railing of her part of the ship and just starts slashing down from above at the guy in between all of you. 13 does hit. It does indeed, and he takes a big old 7. And she slashes again. And 12 is just enough, and oh, she finishes off that guy in between the two of you. And as she kind of kills off the one pirate, she just turns and shouts to the rest, "Stand your ground, men! We can hold them off!" After her, the rest of the crew kind of gets a bit of, gets invigorated by her confidence in them. Jory charges forward, stepping over the dead guy, and stabs at the one in front of the two of you, Devin. But rolls a 9. Unfortunately, is not quite enough to hit that guy. You see Ketch and Malmar just fighting furiously, seem to be rapidly surrounded by more and more pirates. Ketch slashes away at the one immediately next to him. 12 is just enough to hit. And Malmar, same thing, only at the one attempting to cross. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. 7 misses. And who's left? I forgot to roll for Undril as well. I apologize, Jeff.
Oh, it's okay.
Smirched. You'd be
He's
smirched
just to be
idiot.
protected.
Okay, Undril will go right after Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I'm an idiot. There we go. Yes, the other two, seeing Emelec is in trouble, charge up. First is Adrian running up to the guy on that side of you and makes a little attack. Rolls. Wow, there's my natural 20. That guy takes 8 damage. Fuck your blessed thing. Yeah, there. And then, Sweets runs up to the one on the other side of you. Ooh, also does 8 damage. Wow, these guys are rolling well for damage. There we go. Put your bless back. Okay, and that is the whole crew? Yes, that is the whole crew. Also, Undrill. Undrill. Whoops. Is going to cast Spiritual Weapon. Take a few steps kind of forward there and cast it up on the other side of the ship. And oh, something else I found. Where did it go? He will summon just a spectral sword on the other side. Oh, that's way too big.
Whoa!
That's way too big. Fire! Fuck! I'm messing everything up! Ah! Okay, there we go. Yes, she'll make a spiritual weapon on the other side with her super cool magic. And use it to attack. Because I think you can do that in the same turn, yes? Yes.
Yep.
Make a melee spell attack. We'll say at this guy. Unfortunately, a 9 misses. But she has a cool floating weapon over there now. As her action... she's gonna run up right behind you, Emelec, and just take a swing with her her mace at the one that Sweets was attacking. Alright, I'm starting to see the issue with this blessed thing.
Is it too big? Too easy to click on?
Yeah, anything in range of his character, like all 6 of those tokens, I just keep clicking the blessed thing. 13 is just enough, and oh, look at that, another pirate goes down. Alright, that's the end of Undrill's turn. Captain of the other ship. He is going to... Ooh, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna do something stupid. He's gonna walk over to the edge, grab one of those lines, and just swing himself across in an attempt to land over here next to Captain Willow Pride. Of course, this comes with a athletics check.
Does Devin recognize this captain?
That is a wonderful question. Give me a history check. Not a high DC at all.
Good, because I got a -1 history.
16 is more than enough. Yes, I would say Davin does recognize this captain and even a few of the officers and crew. That is Captain Elok Jaharwan, captain of the Dragon Fang.
Do I have any beef with them, or do I know them? Have I worked with them? Do I have correlation with them? You know.
Um, your crew has worked with them in the past, or your former crew, I guess. But none of them seem to have, at this moment, seem to have taken any notice or recognition of you in particular. Um, again, you know them, you recognize them, but you don't know names except for the captain. Like everybody knows who the captains were and shit.
Good, good. Then I won't feel bad if I kill anyone. All right.
Right. So yes, Captain Jaharwin swings across on one of the mooring line. No, that's in there. Anyway, swings across on some of the rigging and manages to roll a solid athletics check at 16 and lands next to Captain Willow Pride with a big loud "Good." And he just kind of stands up straight with a very sinister smile on his face as he looks right at her and makes multiple attacks. Swinging his big heavy maul at Captain Willow Pride. Gotta double check the specifics of that one, sorry. Okay, perfect. He rolls an 18 to hit, which definitely does, for 11 damage. Followed by a second swing. Another 18 for another 11. Wow, that's almost rolled identical rolls both times. And at that, you all see Captain Willow Pride. I mean, she's trying to parry these, but the maul is just too damn heavy, and it's just slamming right through, and just you see her just get dropped to a knee and stand up and get dropped again, just somehow standing, but looks like she's getting beat to shit. That will end his turn. Imalek!
I can't see the captain getting attacked, can I?
From there, yeah, you could probably see it. It's, on the other side of the ship and looking through a bunch of other people fighting, but, you could probably catch a couple of glimpses here and there.
Imalek kind of shouts as loud as he can with like a big boom in his voice. Protect the captain and I shall hold the bow. Also, how low are these ropes?
The rope, oh, like the
The harpoon ropes, yeah.
Most of them are like grapplers or grappling hooks and such that are over the railing. There is like one or two harpoons that are kind of embedded, I guess, into pretty much the railing. It's all pretty high up.
So what you're saying is they're within my breath weapon's reach.
Sure, potentially.
I'm going to use my breath weapon in like this direction, hopefully hitting this guy at the very least, in hopes to take out at least two of these harpoons to kind of fuck with the ship on the other side.
Sure, you can do is a 15-foot cone?
Yes.
From you. How would you like to angle it? Specifically two of the lines? You could maybe get all three like that?
That sounds good. As long as I also get one guy, I'm perfectly fine.
You could get two guys going this way and two ropes, or one guy. It's tough. Yeah, he's just barely inside of that.
I'd probably go for the two guys than two ropes. I think that'd be
two.
enough to kind of mess with the ship on the other side.
Okay, sure. 2 and 2 it is. I need to roll what?
It is a. You have to beat a deck save of my con +8.
It's a deck save for them? Okay.
They got to beat I guess a 9.
It's
Oh,
your con plus your. It's 8 plus your con plus your proficiency.
so I 11. Yeah.
Gotta beat 11. The first guy further away rolls a 16. The one in front of him rolls a 10.
Hey.
Half as much on a successful one? Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty, give me that damage. Okay, the one closest to you just. What kind of breath weapon was it again?
Fire.
Fire! Okay, cool. Yeah, the guy in front of you just immediately just engulfed in flames and just screaming in agony. The one behind him manages to kind of duck behind a bit. You see like a big chunk of his back and such as he kind of ducks down and gets scorched. But he more or less is okay. And we'll say, you know what? Yeah. That's 10. Okay, yeah. These 2 ropes are now gone. And the ships don't really quite drift apart, but there's clearly, some of the ropes are on the other side are very taut.
Excellent. Um. Last thing I'm gonna do is cast the Shield of Faith on the captain.
Okay, Shield of Faith is a bonus action.
Yes.
Within 60 feet, eh? Whoops, that's still on a cone, but yeah, that's in range. Okay, so Shield of Faith. I might actually have one of those. Animated marker surround? Yes. And you said Shield of Faith. I do.
Sweet.
Roll 20 minutes.
That's
Shit
it for
paying
my
off,
turn.
man. Okay, end of your turn. Gavin.
I reach out and attack. This is the one that I attacked earlier, right?
The one on the bridge, yes.
Oui, monsieur. All right. So I reach out with another short sword attack.
Okay. 17 definitely hits. More than enough. Right through the heart this time. And he kind of just falls on the plank and then tumbles off into the water.
And I turn around, and how high up is this part right here with the 2 captains fighting?
Kind of between 5 and 10 feet. It would only take. I'd use it as difficult terrain. It would take an extra half movement, I guess. So 10 feet of movement to get up there.
Okay, it means I can get to where I want to be, right on the edge of like I just climbed up and I'm ready to jump in and attack next turn.
Okay. Absolutely.
And that is my turn.
You got it. Up next is this other guy here. Clearly some sort of caster, the way he threw a little fireball at you guys. He is going to. he's gonna walk over to this guy on the stairs and kind of reach out and place a hand on his shoulder. Gonna cast the spell Bark Skin on that guy. I think, yeah, definitely. And I'm pretty sure I have one of those too. So silly. So yep, that's what he's gonna do on his turn. I'll put this up. Stupid tokens, why am I doing this myself? Okay, so yep, he runs up, casts Bark Skin on that guy, and then kind of takes a few steps back out of everybody's way. After that one's turn, Flint Holiday, back to you.
Flint, with his holy symbol in hand, it begins to glow a bright yellow. And he runs up to this spot. And he shouts into the sky, "Note that in his name. We deal death to nurture life." And I am going to cast Channel Divinity.
Ooh.
And in a 30-foot radius, I do 2d10 plus 3 damage, and they have a con save to make.
Okay, you said a how far? 30-foot radius?
Which is that. So every enemy in that radius needs to make a con save.
Okay. And it's how much? 2d10?
Yeah, the roll was pretty weak though, but yeah, that'll do damage to a lot of people.
That's alright, yeah. That will definitely.
Con save is 13.
Okay, I'll do like 3 rolls for the pirates. First 3 will be the guys on the top half, or top second. On there. Rolled a 7. These guys take the full 8. And we'll say 2. The next group does the same thing. Let's see what they roll. 9, so they also fail. This guy next to you just explodes into radiant energy and falls to the ground dead. And the last group of these guys. And what was the DC?
13.
13? Yeah, they definitely fail as well. So, Jesus, dude, you just destroyed some of these guys. Okay, the last one is the veteran and the captain. This guy. Oh, he rolls a 14. So he takes 4 damage. Then the captain, wherever he went. Oh, captain rolled a natural 1 and takes the full 8. Alright, that's all the enemies in there, I believe. Yep, looks like it. Okay, anything else for your turn, sir?
The enemies that got hit, are they all mortally wounded?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
With the exception of, say, the captain and the officer-looking guy in the back.
Gotcha. Is this fellow here mortal or wounded?
Yes, that's Jory, down to pretty much just on her last leg.
Okay. I am going to cast Healing Word on her.
Okay.
Which will heal for that amount. And I am also going to risk an attack of opportunity to move back 10 feet.
You got it, and he will definitely take that.
AC is 18.
Okay, rolled a 17. 18 already. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, Flint bats the strike away with his shield, and he'll end his turn there.
You got it.
And he'll shout out to the pirates, "For all that surrender, you will have your life back." Okay, now I'm done.
Alrighty. After you is this one back here. They're gonna kind of shove their way past. Shove their way past that other pirate. And kind of run across up to Jory. And make the attack. A 10 to hit Jory, pretty sure misses. I'm moving that way. Yep, followed by a second attack. Another 6. Dude, I'm rolling terribly on these attack rolls. So yeah, this guy comes charging up and slashes or stabs twice at Jory, but Jory's reinvigorated and feeling good after that healing word and manages to parry and dodge. He's just fine. Zarak!
Popping his head out of cover, he's gonna look around. And... So here's... Okay, I'm going to cast Ice Knife at this guy. Does this guy get hit by the explosion?
I would say...
It's like it's clipping.
Yeah, I'd say that one guy would definitely, he'd be inside the radius, yeah.
Okay, yeah, alright, then I'm gonna shoot the Ice Knife at this guy, and then, they have to, yeah,
Yep, give me a ranged spell attack.
and then 4, but I don't think it'll change anything.
That's just your damage. I need the actual attack roll.
Oh, and then how? I thought that was an attack roll.
Should just be what, a d20 plus, I don't know what's in the top right of your spells there.
It says 5, spell attack bonus.
Yep.
And the bless, so we'll just keep the original 2, so 8 plus 5 plus 2, so 15.
Yeah, 15 definitely hits that guy. For the 6 piercing, I mean, he immediately falls. Ah! And the one in front of him needs to make a dex save? Yes. Or take half of the 8. It doesn't even matter, because he's also incredibly low. So he's kind of standing there looking at the guys in front of him, ready to attack, and all of a sudden this explosion of ice shards just pepper his back, and he just falls over, bleeding profusely, and then tumbles into the water. Ah!
Are these pirates dwarves, or that's just their...
That's just the icon I got. The token.
Okay.
There are all kinds of different races and species and such. Cool. Anything else?
No, I think that's my turn.
Alrighty. After you, it looks like it's the officer's turns. They are going to take a few steps up to the railings. And this one's actually going to go the other way over here. And again, all of them just big, heavy crossbow shots. We'll say this guy targets. You can try to help out his bark-skinned covered friend and shoot at Jory with his heavy crossbow. Ooh, 20 for 5. Jory is still... That healing word, I can tell you, saved Jory's life right there.
Ayo.
This guy is going to shoot across as well. This time he's actually going to shoot at Flint. Having seen the devastating capabilities of Flint, yeah, he's definitely taking a heavy crossbow shot at you. Whoops.
Oh, which one is it?
This guy back here.
Okay. As he shoots his shot, Flint does show a golden shield in front of him and flashes golden light in his face. So the attack will be at disadvantage.
Cool. He rolled double 5s.
Perfect. Can I take it back?
Sure, that's fine. And then this guy here, being the little halfling cook, gonna take a shot at her. His heavy crossbow. Ooh, Emelec. You see a shot, just a big heavy crossbow bolt fly over your shoulder and land right between the eyes of Sweets. And, I mean, no scream, no nothing, just eyes crossed, and then just crumples to the ground. You hear Adrian, his voice crack again. Sweets! And that will be the end of the officers. The pirates. Yeah. Feeling committed to this attack. The last few of them run and leap across. This guy runs over here. Hard to see, but there we go. This guy will leap across. His athletics, apologies. Yeah, more than enough. He lands and just kind of jumps over the stairs and starts attacking Adrian. But only rolls an 8. Not quite enough to hit Adrian. The other one that ran across is going to attack the attack catch. All these guys look very bloody, by the way. Wow, natural 1 again. What is happening here? This guy is going to actually run across up to you, Ryuko. And make a scimitar attack. Except I just...
16 AC.
16 AC... 11 to hit. So you very easily dodge out of the way of that guy. With that guy, this one runs across. And he kind of like runs and jumps over. And tries to kind of slash up at you, Davin, with his scimitar. A 15 to hit you.
And it is.
You take 5 slashing damage.
Oh.
This guy runs across the planks, kind of stands close, 1 foot on the plank, one kind of on the railing, kind of balancing himself, and slashes at Jory. Another one. Okay, something's broken with my game here. And very last guy? No, 2 more guys. We'll say this guy makes a leap across. Just barely. He kind of like lands and twists his ankle a bit, stumbles a little forward, and then runs down the stairs toward you, Flint, also attempting to stop you. 21 to hit you! You take 2 damage. Is Bless concentration?
It is.
Ah. Concentration check, please.
What was the attack roll against me?
It was a 21.
Uh,
You took 2 damage.
2 damage.
Yep.
I,
Easy.
I retain concentration.
You indeed. The last guy. Afraid of this magical weapon thing next to him. He's going to leap across towards you, Imalek. Also attempting to make a graceful landing, but fails and falls prone. I believe that is all of the regular old pirate guys. Top of the round again, Ryuko.
Okay. See if I can actually do anything. This guy right here, this is the captain for the other ship, correct?
Yes.
How does he look?
Quite healthy.
Quite healthy. Great. Awesome. Wonderful. I guess I can probably make my way for him. Okay. So, for a bonus action, I'm going to lose concentration on the hail of arrows. I'm going to, you'll see around Ryoku, I guess some ghostly tails start to form around her, as you might see little, little fox spirits at her ankles. And I will do Zephyr Strike. So I have advantage on my next weapon attack. So I will go past this guy, move up to the captain, and as she does move, she'll stow her bow, take out a short sword, and go in for the attack. This is at advantage.
Woo!
Beautiful. Okay, so a few things are going to happen here. I guess first I'll just do the normal damage roll. Well, sharpshooter, ignore sharpshooter. Don't
Yep.
know why that's on there.
He takes
Yeah, so it's
10.
that. Then for the Zephyr Strike, that's going to be an extra D8 of force damage. I am also going to do 2 other things. You can let me know, because they don't say bonus action or anything. It just says whenever I hit. So one is going to be, I'm going to mark them as my favorite foe. Once I mark them, I include another D4 of damage. And if I can do this, which it doesn't say like an action or a bonus action or anything, so you can let me know. Others going to be Gathered Swarm. The target takes another 1d6 piercing damage, and they have to make a DC check. I assume that's just my normal DC, which is
Your spell
14.
save, yeah.
Yeah, so they had to make a strength save. And if they don't, they are moved 15 feet back by my swarm.
Okay.
So
Your favorite foe does, including when you mark it, you can increase the
yeah,
damage by a d4, so definitely roll that one. And then the gathered
so
swarm. Let me take some
D4
action.
is 3. Gathered swarm is 6 damage. Uh,
It's a d6. Okay, so he would
that's a
take another
And because it was a crit, you'll roll a
double for
d4, a
all that.
d6, and a d8 again for a Zephyr Strike.
Yep. So yeah, he would definitely take the d6.
That's crazy that I just rolled 2 2s in a row, but sure, sure. And
Okay,
apologies, I know this is a lot going on.
Holy shit. That was a lot of damage. And then a strength save, yes? Against
Yes,
your. Okay.
DC is 14.
Ooh, we rolled a 22.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, he
But
stays.
he still took all that fucking damage.
Um, and with that, uh, I'm just going to yeah, I'll probably move back a smidge, probably to right here. Um, or better yet, I'll just I'll go right there. Forget it, whatever. Yeah, and that is it for me.
Okay. End of your turn. Captain Willowpride, who was looking a little unsure a moment ago, suddenly is very gained a bit of morale after seeing your attacks there. She's going to also turn and start attacking this guy, the other captain, with her scimitars as well. Slash slash. A 17 definitely hits for 4. And a 16 hits. Okay, he's suddenly looking very messed up and a little unsure about his decisions here. Jory, attempting to hold down the ship. I gotta move all these again. Is looking real rough, but not willing to give any ground. He's gonna make an attack at the rather lithe, nimble-looking guy. Been attacking her. Rolls a 7, though, unfortunately, so she kind of just stabs out, and he manages to easily parry it and just has a sinister grin. Catch and Malamar. I'll say Catch runs over to attempt to help you, Flint. Kind of stepping over the dead guy there. Makes his short sword attack. Rolls an 8. Oh, yes. Walks up and just stabs this guy right in the back of the skull. Falls to the ground, or the deck. And he's going to attempt to run up here, just to be a little more help. Malmar is going to attack the one directly in front of him. Where did his sheet go? There we go. Yeah, look at that. That one didn't whisper. I rolled a crit. And the one in front of him tumbles down into the water. Who's left on the crew? We got Adrian over here. Oh, I'll say Malmar actually decides to, looking around, gain a little confidence and run across to the other ship. and square off with one of the officers. Adrian has a guy in front of him. Rolls a 21, dude. Wow. This crew is awesome. So yeah, you see him also stab out and kill the guy in front of him, and he falls and slides down the stairs. And that is the whole crew. We'll say Adrian kind of makes his way past and gets to about there. Undrill, not willing to leave you alone, Imalek, attempts to assist you against this other pirate. Just making a mace attack. Rolls a 9, though. Unfortunately misses. Kinda look to you, Imalek, and
Oh, sorry to be a disappointment in combat. Not what I was trained for.
that will be...
Stand tall, my lady. I'm here for you.
That'll be her turn. The enemy captain looks really beat up and bloody, but kind of just looks around and say he... What we need to do? We're gonna do a check. Okay. At that, he's actually going to kind of put put a hand to some of his wounds, and just kind of start to kneel before Captain Willowpride and say,
Oh, very well. We surrender. Please. We give up.
and he puts his swords down at her feet. Or, excuse me, rather, his maul. And that'll end his turn. We'll finish off this round to see how everybody else reacts. Imalek.
How does the guy next to me look like? Does he look like he's surrendering?
From his stance and his position, it's hard to see the captain and hear everything going on. We'll say... Oh yeah, he's definitely very shaken by all this, and, definitely, yeah, losing confidence.
Did I hear the captain?
I wouldn't say he shouted. Sure, you know what, fuck it. Everybody on the ship heard him say, that he surrenders.
Yeah, I look to him and I just say, "You best send down now, boy. I'm going to go arrest your captain." And dash my way over to the. Well, I guess I'm going to attempt to dash, and if he tries to hit an attack of opportunity on me, I'll do something back.
Okay. He is not going to make an attack. You see him, like, he had his weapon up, he was ready, and he looked over at the captain and saw his captain kneeling, and you see his hands kind of slowly drop and the weapon point kind of down at the deck.
So I'm going to dash over to the captain, kind of announcing that I'm going to arrest him.
Okay.
But I imagine, like, since I dash, I don't think I can time up right now. So yeah,
Right,
that's it.
yeah.
For me.
Finding him would definitely be an action itself. Alright, end of your turn, Davin. Anything you'd like to do?
Devin will take part in tying up this captain and help out. Jeff's character. Can you say your name one more time, Jeff?
Imalek.
Can you spell that? And can you like send it in the chat so I can? Thank you. So yeah, I'm just gonna help Malek out and restrain the captain and and if anybody tries to stop me, I'm attacking.
Okay. It seems like most of the pirates, especially the ones in the immediate vicinity, are starting to lay down their arms.
Yep, no, that'll give me a whole turn though.
Okay. Do you want to take the action to attempt to bind him? Either up yourself or
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Give me a survival check. Okay, you're pretty confident in the knot.
I want to say as we're tying him up, I'm probably reading him like, I guess, rights.
Sure. What rights do you read him, I guess?
What rights do you read a pirate?
That's a good question.
You have the
When a
right to
pirate-
forfeit your booty.
When a pirate's tying up the other pirate.
I will say, I just kind of, as you're tying him up, I'm like, by the power invested in me by the god Bahamut above, god of order, for your acts of assault, robbery, attempt of murder, I place you under immediate arrest in my charge.
He just kind of looks at you begrudgingly and just kind of, woof. Clearly not thrilled. Anything else, Davin?
Nope, that will be my.
Okay. The end of your turn. Yeah, the guy on the other ship, the caster. Um, hears all this going on and doesn't look happy, but takes his quarterstaff and kind of lays it at the ground and prepares to surrender himself as well. If you guys, nothing else is really going to happen here. If you guys, want to keep fighting or attack them or something, or that's cool. Or we can just end combat here.
Anyone who surrenders, I'm just going to immediately arrest. So,
Yeah, I have no intention in killing them if they're surrendering.
Likewise.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll say that brings combat to a close.
Possible. I do want, like, as they're all being tied up, I would like to ritual cast detect magic, just to see if there are any, trinkets or items that they might be carrying that might be of a magical nature.
Okie dokie. Probably a dumb question. Out of curiosity, can rangers ritually cast by default?
I don't
Think so.
know. It has an R next to it. I don't know.
The spell does, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
Let me look it up because I do not know.
I think it's under the spell casting of their class.
Apparently not. Okay. That is fair. Fair enough. I still have one more spell slot, yeah. So I'll just use the last spell slot to do detect magic. Like I said, just to look around at their crew to see if they have anything magical of nature on them.
Okay. I can't delete these? What the fuck? Okay, sorry. So you cast Detect Magic. Double check, see if any of these guys actually have anything magical on them. Link the spell for me real quick. Okay. Looking around at all these guys, none of them seem to have anything magical on them. Their weapons all seem to be pretty mundane. What little, armor they have, pretty, worn and threadbare and such.
So no magic items, no magic rings or anything, even on the wizard.
The wizard is not technically a wizard.
Yeah, I would figure like either the wizard or the cap, or not wizard, but either that guy, magic user, or the captain. I would imagine would have something, hopefully. But if not, all good.
Yep. Nope. Neither of them actually have anything magical on them. The caster, um, you'd be familiar enough with their garb and such. It definitely looks like a druid of some kind. Um, Not one that you are familiar with. And but yeah, doesn't seem to have anything magical. Just his regular quarterstaff that he was just using as a focus. And the captain also nothing magical. Pretty mundane. Very very well maintained weapons. His maul is very cleanly polished and everything, with the exception of the fresh blood on there.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, I guess since I have it active, since our ships are still attached, she'll walk over and just, check the cargo for any relics or, anything of interest.
All right, so you run over to check the other ship for valuables.
Yes.
Um, just for my own sake to keep track of everybody. Ryuko, you are over here searching. I don't know why I can't delete those tokens. You guys still see them on your side? The Blessed and Field of Faith and stuff?
No.
We don't see him.
You don't see them anymore? Okay.
Nope.
It's just on my end.
The only thing I still see that's kind of token is Holiday has a thing still next to his portrait, but that's it. Oh, that's gone.
Okay.
That was me.
All right, so Ryuko, you sensing that the combat has come to a close. Whoops, did I just delete you? What the fuck is world's money? What is everybody else doing? You got the captain that is bound. The rest have dropped their weapons but are kind of looking around like unsure if this is the right decision. And especially Ryuko, as you come across the more officer-looking guys on the other side are just giving you some mean stares.
I'm gonna kind of emerge from behind the stairs and make my way up, pass by the pirate there, and just go, excuse me, Sir Imalek.
Ah, yes. How can I help you, young one?
Yeah, and anyhow, I believe we should also bind the rest of their crew. They are just kind of standing around staring at us, and Ryuku did just walk over onto their ship.
Why, that's my intention. If you wish to help with the bindings, please help yourself.
Ah, okay, yes. You, sir, right there. You are under arrest, and I need to see your hands.
Pirate just kind of grunts at you and, ugh, just fucking do it. He kind of holds his hands out in front of him.
Right, yes. Well, this is what the price one pays for trying to board and steal and pillage just a ship that was traveling, minding its own business. Say, friend, why are you a pirate?
Great, what, you gonna try to save me now?
Oh, no, not at all. Just a desire to understand is all. I imagine you would be destined for galley somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, the gallows. I don't know what the people of Schultz do when they capture pirates. Anyhow, I'm gonna secure the bindings. And I'm gonna kind of move him towards the railing, sit him down, and push his back up. Alrighty, on to another one.
Okay. And we'll say you go around and just find all the pirates.
Emilic is going to refer to the captain at this point. Remind me her name.
Captain Willowpride?
Hello, Pride.
Captain Willowpride, it seems one of your crew was slain in this attack. As we are no longer on solid land and we are only on your ship, your word is law. How do you wish to handle the captives?
Well, who, oh, sorry, got to catch my breath here. Who did we lose?
What was it? Sweet Pea?
Sweets.
Sweets.
Lolo.
Sweets, I believe their name was.
Oh, no. That's just awful, no. Well, we'll wind up what's left of the enemy. Suppose we should be taking our ship, yeah? Perhaps they
You
have
wish to sail 2 ships.
Well, we don't have enough room for them here on ours. Perhaps they have some sort of hold or... I don't know.
If you wish, I may board the other ship and check for any holding cells and place them in it if need be.
Right, that would be very good, yes. Yeah. So search their ship. Perhaps we could take their ship, both ships. I'm... Poor Sweets. Poor Sweets. I've actually never lost anyone under my command.
Yes, I apologize for me not being swift enough in the defeat of the one who slayed them.
No. I'm the captain. All's on me. My responsibility. But yes, perhaps Malmar over there can give you a bit of a hand searching the ship. He'll know what to look for.
Very well. I will meet with Malmar and see what we can do.
Right, very good. I'll make sure this one doesn't get anywhere.
He kind of gives Eloc a bit of a nudge with her heel.
You'll be fine with this criminal by your side, alone. I can take him with me if you wish.
No, no,
I'll keep
no.
an eye on him for you, Emelec. Might have some questions for him anyways.
Very well.
Hey, oh, thank you, Mr. Holiday. Appreciate the help.
You're welcome. See to your crew as well. I'm sure they need your guidance, right? Captain, eh?
Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Jory, come here. Let's get you all fixed up, shall we? Kind of walk our way over to Jory, and the two of them will kind of disappear to like the captain's cabin to bandage their wounds. um, Ketch quickly follows Malmar to the other side. What are the rest of you doing?
I think maybe post montage, once we get everyone in order, we can start questioning this pirate captain, see what he was out here for.
Alrighty.
Yeah. If anybody comes over to the ship, you'll see Ryoku rummaging around. Um, you might hear her talking to something. Like, well, what do you mean? There's nothing here. There has to be something here. They're pirates, for heaven's sake. Ah, I just don't believe it. And then if you're quick of eye, you might see like a little ghostly fox, like running around below, checking things as she is. Um, but yeah, that's what she's up to currently. If anybody looks,
Okay. You're digging through the cargo hold in the ship and looking for stuff.
I'd actually like to go check out the captain's quarters on the other ship.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, just poking around, seeing, if he's got maps, maybe a chest, just kind of seeing what, and just taking in what a pirate captain's quarters would look like. Also, if he has a map, I'd like to take the map just to have it.
All right. The two of you are searching different parts of the ship. Emelec is binding people. Davin, anything in particular you wanted to do?
Um, the captain is secured and not going nowhere, right?
Yep, seems to be.
I know how these pirates can be. I'm keeping an eye on them.
Okay.
Flint will look at, oh man, I'm still working on names, Davin. Not that I'm making any assumptions about your past professions, but you know any of this lot?
Actually, yeah. They ring a few bells in my familiarity.
Say, do they work normally in these parts, or did you see them elsewhere?
I look at them all, the dead ones, the living ones. We had a job recently, not too long ago. Jobs come,
See.
they go. Same with people.
Sure. Probably a bit of a dangerous profession, ain't it?
I just kind of laugh and shrug, I guess.
Well, if we're gonna get information out of them, we might rely on your expert knowledge on the field.
us. I can help pry a few words.
Might need that help. And that's really all. Just small talk while we're waiting on everything else to resolve.
Okay. Those of you searching the other ship, go ahead and give me investigation checks. All right. Searching through the cargo hold, this was not, or clearly not, the first ship that these guys have hit recently. As there's not a whole lot, mostly just, food stores and other supplies for, longer voyages and such. But you do manage to come across a small chest. Kind of, you kind of probably hold it in, your two hands. And kind of like shake it, and it's clearly filled with some sort of valuables. Sounds like coins. Yeah. Zarak, you said you went into the captain's quarters. You do see a map on a table, but it looks like it's mostly a map of the seas around Cholt. It doesn't look like it's mapped Cholt itself very much.
Okay, yeah, then I would probably leave that.
And you would also, with 19, I'd say you find in one of like the drawers in on like a desk or something. You find a small sack full of. I'd say it has about. Let's see. Okay, it has 2 diamonds inside of it. You can probably roughly guess worth about 50 gold each.
I will pocket that and just wonder why the captain of a pirate ship's quarters seem a little barren, and shrug and then make my way back over to the Sea Seraph.
Okay. We'll say, Ryuko, the chest you found, we'll say it wasn't locked, so you kind of just flick the latch open and lift it, and inside is about 120 gold and about 18 platinum.
You
But aside from standard supplies and ammunition for their crossbows and shit, and standard stuff, not a whole lot of other valuables around.
any special arrows?
This guy. Session 1.
You know what? Fuck it. Roll a d20. 18 or
that's
above, you can find a small stack of magic arrows. Nope, unfortunately.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, with my rolls, that was a given.
Get 16 platinum and he wants arrows? Come on.
Listen, it, but you never know. He mentioned arrows.
All right. Anything else anybody wants to do with the time that they have now? All right then. In that case, Ryuko and Zarak, 2 of you pretty much find all there is to find. Imelek, Malmar, and Ketch pretty much just bind up everybody. I may have forgotten. Imelek, did you go over there to do anything other than binding those guys, or is that pretty much what you went for?
I mean, I binded them. I went to put them in cells. I
Oh, right,
imagine
right,
they
right.
have holding cells in it.
Right, you were looking for like a brig or something. Right. Yeah, going down, there is a very, very, very small brig. Maybe the size for like 2 people. And that would be very tight for 2 people.
And I'm gonna shove 3 in there.
God. Okay. Out of curiosity, which 3?
The captain, his first mate, and the caster.
Oh wow, okay. Alright. So email like
Flint will grab the captain and say, well, we've got words for him later. Why don't you put someone else in there for now?
I'm gonna grab the one who killed Sweet.
okay. Yeah, one of the thugs guys, one of the casters, and not the captain. You said first mate? I guess this guy's first mate. Alright, so those 2 are down in, or those 3 are kind of down in the brig. And yeah, very tight, like shoulder to shoulder. Not really enough room to even lay down, or barely enough room to kind of like sit with their legs all crunched up and shit. Um,
Remember this crampness next time you decide to raid an innocent ship along the sea.
the first mate kind of speaks up and looks at you and says, "Don't think this is the last you're gonna be seeing of us. We'll get out of here. We get our revenge on you."
You speak of revenge. You speak of escaping. Just know if we are to cross paths again, a brig will not be where you end up.
Yeah, well, consider yourself lucky the captain made the call. Should have fought to the death.
And many died attempting to. Be glad you're not one of them.
His eyes just kind of narrow. Doesn't say anything else.
I'm gonna make sure I lock it up tight. And then I'm gonna actually even stand there for like maybe an hour or two just watching them.
Okay. We'll say you do that while Ryuko and Zarak are over here looting. The rest of the crew went down, and all right. So Flint and Davin, pretty much, you guys are left. On the ship. We'll say Undrill ended up going into the captain's cabin as well to do some, clericy things to help and heal and be a priest of Torm. But yeah, Flint and Davin, the 2 of you are pretty much left with the captain to yourselves. Also, Adrian, will say, is still on your ship with the other 4 like regular pirates, and he's just standing there, with his little spear at the ready or whatever. And, looks a
I'm gonna ask
little.
the captain some questions. If anyone wanted to be there when I do that, just say so. If not, it'll just be me, Davin, and him.
So also, as we just begin this, I kick the captain in the back of the knees, back of the legs, so he's on his knees, and I pull out my short sword so it's right at his neck, and I just have this kind of dead, cold look on my face.
Yeah, Flynn will take out his pipe, spin the top rim of the pipe, bring some sparks out, lights the tobacco inside, takes a deep breath, looks down at the pirate. Bit of bad luck today, eh? Guessing you weren't expecting all of us to be on here, right?
Don't worry.
No. We were not expecting you. Would have been easy.
Oh, it might have been easy had it not been the light of Lethando on the side and some skilled adventurers. Bit of bad luck. I'm sorry you came across such a fate.
Fate. Yes. Not on our side today.
Tomorrow, perhaps another story.
So you'll continue to pirate, should we let you go? Is that the idea?
Another very sinister grin spreads across his face. He kind of leans into the sword a little bit. Of course! There's nothing but piracy. Only piracy.
Yes, another day, another opportunity. Say, before you go on with the pirating bit, we've heard rumors lately around Short about a death curse. Have you heard the similar rumors out there?
Of course. We all hear the rumor. So what?
Oh, the so what is, I'm curious. And we seem to be a graceful lot here, so you might be going back to pirating soon, but what have you heard specifically? I wish to corroborate facts that I've heard. Start talking.
Hmm. Give me a persuasion check. Just for that, I will do a counter check. He rolled a 5.
Great.
We have heard everything everyone else have heard. Those that raise from the dead are dying. Those that wish to be raised cannot be. What business is that of us? None of us ever be raised.
Yes, it's a luxury for rich people, I'd say. People of our standing, not an opportunity we have. Bit unfair, isn't it?
What is fair? You take what you can. That is fair. If you die, so be it. That is fate.
Ah, yes. TIC. This is Chult, how they do things down here, yes?
Perhaps.
Who's watching this interrogation?
As of right now, it's just you and Davin. The others are in the room beneath you guys, or at least 3 of the others are in the room beneath you guys. I'd say Jory, or not Jory, Adrian keeps like glancing up at you guys, and then like looks over at Sweets' body still on the deck, and looks up at you guys again. But he's not willing to leave the other prisoners.
Well,
Really,
shoot,
it's
sounds
just
like
the
you
two of you.
didn't know much about the curse then. That's too bad. What else can you tell us about the region? You see, I'm an investigator of sorts back in Waterdeep. I like to ask questions.
What can I tell you? What do you want to know?
Oh, it'd be nice to know what the cause of the curse is, or maybe duration, how long it's been around.
I told you already. I do not know. I do not care such things. None of us be raised ever. It not concern us.
All right, piracy is what concerns you. That's right. You know, I worship Lathander. He teaches to have us see the good in people, uh, help people pursue perfection of self, to be selfless, to help those around us, to nurture life. Does that not appeal to you?
Ha! Why help others? You help yourself.
Oh, sure, help yourself, but I'm sure you can find honest pay elsewhere. Guarding ships, in fact, I'm sure with your skill set, you would be invaluable to a fleet of ships, in fact. Maybe the first captain of a more law abiding vessel, yes?
Law and order. Nothing but chains. We pirates love our freedom. We
So
follow
you
no
might
laws
take
but our own.
you preserve freedom at the cost of others' freedom, yes? Freedom for life.
They not hold their own. They unworthy of the freedom.
I see. That is an interesting way of thinking. Well, I think I will try out this subscription of thoughts of philosophy. Lathander says that I should try new things after all. Is Davin's blade still at his neck? If so, I'm kicking the blade into his neck to kill him.
Kick it.
Oh! Okay. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Alright.
I
Yeah.
was gonna cut like an arm off, but okay.
Alright, so, Flint, you kick the blade into his neck. He's, he has no defense against it. He's completely helpless and at your whim. Blade pierces his neck, goes in deep. You just hear a faint, bubbly, gurgled cough, I guess. Closest thing. And he just kind of leans forward into the blade more, and all that's holding him up at that point is just Davin.
Well, shoot. Sounds like he'd rather die a pirate than live as a law-abiding citizen. Bit of a shame, really. And he'll kick him off the blade and let his body flop to the deck.
And he does. Very bloody mess.
Apologies, Captain. He didn't make it.
Oh, I
I
was to Willow Pride,
I
sorry.
grab my short sword back and wipe off the blood.
Okay.
Captain, you used to dealing with these pirates. They're a fierce bunch. Rather die than change their ways.
Right, well. I wasn't expecting all that. I've actually never had to really fight him off my own ship like that. But thank you, I guess. No,
Well,
not I guess. Thank you. You saved us.
it was a team effort. Seems like you had the fortune of having us all on your ship at once. Must be fate at work again.
Right. Fate, gods, divine, whatever you want to call it. I'll certainly take their help.
Why not? They extend their help every day. All we have is but to take it. Well, if you'd like, we tow this ship or sail it. I don't know how to sail a ship personally, but if you take this to what port was it? Where were we going in short? It was Port Nyan Zoro.
Right. Port Nyanzaru.
Oh yeah, Nyanzaru. Right. Well, I'm sure if you bring this to them, you'd fetch a high price. Might even be able to get out your ship a little bit better. Uh, I am
Yeah.
at your disposal should you need assistance.
I have to say, I'm not entirely sure it feels right taking the ship myself, but
We could burn it for you. Scuttle it right here now.
that seems like a waste. It's a rather fine ship, is it not? Perhaps,
So you agree? Taking it is better.
well, sure, of course, but I'm not ready to get rid of my ship. This is my home.
Well, I mean, I will be happy to take the ship off your hands. I mean, I've never sailed a ship personally, but it might be a nice experience after our journey is done here. So if you don't want the ship, I will happily take it under my patronage. Yes, yes.
Well, if any of you know how to sail a ship, then sure, you could certainly, at the very least, follow us in. Or perhaps hmm, we might be able to tow this smaller ship, yeah? Be a bit of a hassle. We'll have to leave some folks here to, make sure we don't cross into each other.
Oh, yes, you could do that as well, I suppose. And I really don't know how to sail a ship anyway, but it was a nice thought.
I'll tell you what, we'll help you take the ship into port, and you do with it what you will once we get there.
Could you teach me to sail on the way?
It might take a bit more time than that, but give you, a few pointers.
Heck, wonderful.
All right then. We'll have old Malmar get over on the ship and give you a hand. Right, and we'll make our way over there. The rest of us probably leave one or two here. And all right. And she suddenly like turns back into her captain self and. All right, you lazy layabouts. Time to get this ship shape and ready to go. Set up the towing lines. You see the others like suddenly just snap to and come out of the bits of stupors that they were in, and start going about their jobs around the ship. All right, so they all run around the ship and pretty much set the Sea Seraph to be towed by the Dragon Fang, but agreed to hand over the Dragon Fang to your care once you guys reach port. Still a few days out, but unless there's anything else you guys want to do, we can do a quick bit of montage if you would like. Again, or if there's anything specific, please speak up.
I think Flint would give a brief ceremony over the cook's body. And if the captain knew his wishes, if he wanted to be buried on land, Flint would cast a spell Gentle Repose tomorrow to make sure the body doesn't decompose. But outside of that, speaking loftily about Lathander's ideals. Yeah, besides funeral rites. Passing the time. So I think some roleplay with I don't know people's names. The ranger, the druid, and also the rogue, possibly.
Sure.
Ryoka, was it? What are you doing in Chult?
Oh yes, Mr. Holiday. Yes. Well, we're going there with my friend. We are going to explore some ruins. We're looking for some rather particular items. In fact, what's your business there?
Well, I'm with my new friend, Almanac, I think is his name, and the orc. We are going to a place called Camp Vengeance. I believe it's somewhere middle of Chult. And I know the jungles are dangerous, and you've got the look of someone that knows the place around the wilderness. You a tracker, yes?
Oh well, I do track at times, but I'm mostly an archaeologist. You see, I go around to different areas and observe the ruins and different artifacts and different things of that nature. But I do have some skill in the wilderness, particularly forests, specifically.
How do you feel about jungles? That's like a big forest, yeah?
Well, yes, technically, yes. I would do quite well in a jungle, I believe, yes.
Well, seeing as I'm a city boy, unused to the delights of the wilderness, you might say. I think someone with a skill set of yours and if believes in that dwarf's beard to mean anything, he might be a bit of a druid. I think you two could be an asset, and, well, I can help make sure nothing kills you.
Well, I mean, we could both profit from that. If you're going one way and I help you get there, would you then in turn perhaps help me find a few ruins if there happen to be an area?
Yeah, I'd say it's a win-win situation. What do you think, Old Manek? How about two more people with us? They seem like wilderness folk. Joffles.
Yeah.
My character called you Almanac, but he did call out to you, asking what you would think about uh, the ranger and the druid joining us in our jungle trek.
Oh, my bad. I totally misinterpreted that conversation. But you trust them?
Sure, they just fought against pirates and
Well, that's a bit rude now, isn't it? We did all just fight these brutes that came across. Trust us? Why wouldn't you trust us?
Not to be disrespectful, my lady, but pirates are raiding. I imagine you're protecting yourselves rather than everyone else, though.
Well, I have never. If that was the case, I wouldn't have rushed over and assisted the captain against the big one. I would have just taken care of the one that was in front of me, now wouldn't I?
My apologies, my lady. I don't mean to offend. I was on the other side of the ship. I could not see all the actions that occurred in the stern.
Well, your apology is most appreciated, but in the future, I would offer that you get all of the details before accusing people. Again, I understand we are all strangers and we haven't really met, but we have spent time on the ship, and time together is, well, uh, it's time closer.
Yes, my lady, but you and I, we haven't. Well, um, and you can see Ibalik is at a hard point because he knows he's in the wrong, but he doesn't know how to react about it. Uh, well, Mr. Holiday, is as you say, if you trust them with Lady Silvertusk's care, then I'll trust them. But I will make it a statement clear that I will be watching you all thoroughly.
Well, me and my little friends will be watching you as well, then.
And that is your right, Bahamut. Be willing.
I think we'll be fine. Neither of them could hit a broadside of a boat anyways, but they seem good at tracking and, well, they appear to be laden with goods, so they might have sticky fingers, but who doesn't? But let's all at least get to Camp Vengeance and, well, we can decide if we trust each other further at that point. But I hear there's wild beast and I'm not so good with beast in jungles or anywhere for that matter.
As I told you previously, if you are all with me, I will keep you safe to the best of my ability.
If you can breathe fire like that each day, I think we'll be mighty safe. Sweet.
All right, cool. Anything else anybody wants to do or converse about or anything?
Um, Emelec is gonna. Well, it's not really anything at this moment. It's just in general. I'm gonna spend time. I'm gonna have like an order of events. I'm gonna constantly patrol by the brig, by where the other prisoners are, and then I'm going to check in with Silver Tusk. And then when I'm not with Silver Tusk, I'm going to be with the captain while she's sailing.
Okay. Um,
And we could say that for next session, I guess, since we're at 8:25.
yeah, I just wanted to do one more thing just so you guys get out of the water and shit. Should be another like
Yeah, that was
30.
more of a montage, just to be clear. That wasn't me
Yeah.
like saying what I want to do.
Yeah, no, I figure you guys got a couple more days of journeying. But we can definitely montage that real quick. Is there anything you guys specifically want to do over those couple of days? Speak up, otherwise we're just gonna kind of jump over them real quick.
Jump away.
Alrighty.
Oh.
But yeah, you guys sail for another few days, towing the Sea Seraph behind the Dragon Fang. You got the pirate crew in the brig and kind of, chained up or tied up in different parts of the ship. Or all together, however you want to do it. And there's one pretty rough storm that kind of gets you guys on edge, but you get through it well enough. Captain Willow Pride is quite good at, captaining. Yeah, one morning, she, speaks up and tells you all that should be arriving in the Bay of Cholt in Port Nyanzaru here today. And yeah, their journey is pretty much done. So you guys are kind of making your way in your ships. It's again, a nice sunny day, calm weather. A little rain on the horizon, but doesn't look like a terrible storm. And yeah, as you guys kind of round that final stretch toward Port Nyanzaru, the waters in the Bay of Cholt kind of grow very eerily still. And all of a sudden, just without warning, the sea itself seems to kind of rise, and an immense barnacle-crusted mound breaches the surface. And what first appears to be just this big rocky island reveals itself to be a colossal shell. It's glittering with silver patterns and trailing seaweed. And there's this jagged ridge that kind of crests into a massive scarred head with a single milky white eye. The other eye, sharp and golden, kind of fixes on the ship. Those of you that have studied any of this, not many, but have probably heard rumors of the fabled Aramag, the ancient dragon turtle that claims dominion over the bay. Aramag is not really merely a beast, but really a force of nature. He's very temperamental and proud and terrifying, and you've all heard, probably even recently some of the sailors were speaking of him in hushed tones and, making sure that the captain had the tribute and such. Not sure what exactly that meant. But yes, his approach is just thunderous with waves crashing against your ship, and he exhales this big plume of scalding steam. It's more of a warning than an attack. And his voice, deep and resonant, speaks in Draconic, which I believe only one of you understands. I could be wrong. Anyone who speaks Draconic hears.
I speak Draconic.
All right, then I guess at least two of you just hear his deep voice just echo across the bay. He just says, "Tribute or ruin." I'll see Captain Willow Pride, prepared for this moment, though clearly shaken, quickly orders a chest brought up, similar to the one that you grabbed yourself, Ryuko, but a bit bigger. And orders it. It's clearly full of gold and trinkets and stuff, and pulls it out of a smuggler's hold, and they toss it overboard, and the chest just kind of vanishes beneath the waves. For a very, very, very tense moment, all is silent. After a moment of silence, you see Aramag snort, and this big plume of steam rises from his nostrils, and he starts to dip below the surface, the water roiling in his wake, and your ship rocks violently but remains intact. The way to Port Nine Zaru is clear for now. And that's where we'll end.
Turtle.
That was cool as shit.
Awesome. Yeah, and I speak Draconic because I speak 5 languages, Jeff. It's part of my anthropologist background.
Draconic, just it seems kind of out there, but all right.
It's Common, Draconic, Druidic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Makes sense to me. But yes, here you go. First session of Tomb of Annihilation. We have completed it. You all survived. Congratulations. And yeah, in about a month we will arrive within the city itself, and things will open up for you. Sorry that felt a very, I don't know, kind of narratively driven and little railroady, but just trying to get you guys there, you know?
That's fine. We're on a boat. Not much we can do.
I got to do a lot of what I wanted to do, so I'm thoroughly pleased.
Yeah, I got to do my talking and feel like introduce Zarok. But yeah,
Fun session all around.
but I'm gonna dip here. I'm falling asleep in my chair. It was fun, guys. I will catch you next week.
Sounds good, brother.
You just said Zon, right?